Greetings! Welcome. Oh, oh no. What is going on with my controller? Hey, Lojo. Yes. Something is going on with my controller. How's Christmas? Yeah, Christmas was okay. Yeah. Nothing terribly interesting happened over Christmas. Just more working and planning out the new year for the channel and everything. I see that there is something going on with my controller over here. My buttons are not staying up. They're kind of fading away. Where is controller? Here's controller inputs. Let's see if I can't refresh that. There it goes, kind of. At least the whole thing popped up this time. Yes, I'm going to have several. That music is kind of loud, isn't it? Yeah, 15%. Turn that down to 10, say, and get a better song, a more backgroundy type, backgroundy. Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of work to do. See, my controller's gone again. I don't know what's going on. And we're in the wrong thing. We shouldn't be in just chatting. We should be in World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft should be the game type. Bam. And same for Kick. Kick and Twitch use the same service for their interface, so that should be great. But yeah, Christmas was fun. Just me and Nari Mom. We had some nice foods. Just a nice relaxing time. I did a small stream over Christmas that kind of laid out where we were going in the new year with the channel and everything. So let me see if I can do that. Bam. Yes, and now I have this more finalized for what we were doing in the new year. There's going to be a new flow of the channel, a new way the channel works. This stream tonight is kind of an outlier stream. And it's going to be one of very few outlier streams that are going forward into the new year. I've got the entire year planned out all the way through. But the first things we're gonna do is I'm gonna change the format of the channel and the stream a little bit. We're going to be starting and ending the stream with a let's talking time sort of area, like right here. Instead of jumping straight into a game, I'm gonna turn this down to like 5%. Because that is getting distracting to me. Instead of jumping like straight into a game, we're going to have a little talking time. Give the streams a chance to propagate out and the social media stuff a chance to propagate out. If we're doing like a big stream with like multi-parts, we'll recap a little bit. So that, yeah, so you if you're a little bit late to the stream, you're not gonna miss anything. And you're never really gonna miss anything because all the streams are gonna be on VOD on YouTube immediately after they are finished on Twitch. Bam, the VODs are going to be available on YouTube for replay. They'll also be available on Twitch for a short amount of time. I don't honestly know how Kick does the VODs or anything. But starting with tonight's stream, I am officially streaming on Kick as well. But Kick is not going to be the primary platform for any of my streaming. The way that the channel is going to be set up, live streaming content is always going to be first and foremost on Twitch. We're going to be live streaming to YouTube as well, but that is primarily for VOD purposes. So that the VOD is immediately available on YouTube as soon as the stream ends. No waiting or anything like that. Kick is a distant third for a couple of different reasons. I'm not terribly fond of Kick's platform or their leadership, to be honest. I am not streaming under the name Narishm on Kick. I'm streaming under the name Mission, which is basically Narishm spelled backwards. The reason for this is because there is somebody squatting my username on Kick. I've contacted the Kick higher-ups and told them, this is a person that is squatting my username. They already announced earlier that, like a couple months ago, that they were going to squat my username. Kick investigated it and agreed with me that they were squatting my username and that this was my brand and I owned it everywhere else. And then Kick told me, once you become a bigger streamer that has a big audience, we'll look into getting your username back. But until then, we're not going to do anything. So they looked into it. They admitted that this guy is impersonating me and stole my brand. And then they said, oh, we're just not going to do anything about it because you're not big enough to matter. That's the Kick platform. That's that entire platform in a nutshell. So if you're watching from Kick, cool. But you're watching from a third world platform, my man, like, come over to Twitch where it's fun. So no, if anything happens, if the stream starts lagging, Kick is the first one to get cut. If there's any kind of problems with anything, like, Kick is the first one to go. It is not a priority for anything happening on the channel right now. And I am not going to make it a priority until they get me my username back. That's just how that's gonna be. Like, I'm gonna have to start looking at the channel as more of a brand and a business going forward, and business forward, Kick is on the low end of that, and it's not going to be viable for me to put any kind of focus into right now. So just be aware the focus is primarily going to be on Twitch for streaming and YouTube for VODs and VOD content. And I'm going to start making short form content going forward. The short form content is going to be released on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. It's basically going to be the same content, which is going to be shorts from the live stream here. Yeah. So I've already got a system planned out that I'm going to be implementing next week, where I can flag a portion of the stream like, oh, this would be a good short, or this would be a good short, and just go ahead and start making shorts and releasing them on YouTube Shorts, Instagram, Reels, and TikTok. So that content is also going to be happening in the new year. A lot of you know that Ko-fi is active right now, so I'm taking donations through Ko-fi, and some people have already donated, which is amazing. You are awesome. Patreon is also going to be returning in the coming week or so. There's going to be fun things on Patreon and a reward structure and things on the Discord involving Patreon. So yeah, if you prefer Patreon to Ko-fi or Ko-fi, yeah, Patreon's going to be available. As always, the subscribing on Twitch is awesome. Thank you, by the way, Lojo, for your resubscription, 17 months. Yes, you are awesome. Thank you for the 17. Yeah, so this is basically, yes, Patreon is back up, but it's only got like the one basic like $3, hey, support the channel tier. But I'm gonna expand that out. There's gonna be a free support thing on Patreon, and then like a paid support thing on Patreon, and then like a tier where you get a like physical prize mailed to you thing on Patreon. So I'm gonna have three nice little Patreon thingies. Thank you. So the Patreon is gonna expand and look fancier. All of my different social media platforms went an overhaul today for the graphics, so they all match graphically going across. Throne is also active if you don't like donating money or you want to like buy something. My Throne is exclusively Amazon things, so if you purchase anything through Throne, it goes through the back end of Amazon. I'm not using any other. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. Like people will have the platforms that they trust, which is why I've turned on so many of them. Like some people only trust Patreon. If you only trust Patreon, Patreon is there. If you don't trust Patreon, you only trust Ko-fi or GoFundMe, that's there. I want to make anybody who wants to support the channel have the option that they are most comfortable with. Yeah. So yeah, and you can easily find that it's me because I have the same avatars everywhere, right? So you'll see one of these cute little faces right here. I can make this bigger so you can see. So yeah, you'll see one of these cute little faces right here on all of my social media accounts. That will easily like let you know that it's me. Like this guy with the glasses here on all the channels that I stream on, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. You're gonna find the guy with the glasses. For Twitter and BlueSky and other social media like cesspools like that, you're gonna find this guy with his tongue sticking out. For anything that has to do with donations, you're gonna find this guy holding up the little coin right here. For things like Linktree, which I have, but I don't recommend you use because it kind of steals your presence away. I've got the like Uno reverse guy. So like for Instagram and TikTok, the little saluting guy. So you'll find one of these little faces. Not this one. This is my old avatar before I was a VTuber. But you're gonna find one of my cute little faces as the avatar everywhere that I am. And we're also going to find like these kind of banners everywhere. This is the official branding going forward. This is what's on Throne. That's part of the Twitch. This is what's on Twitter right now. This is back-end stuff. You don't have to worry about that. This is the YouTube television display. When you go to YouTube for the desktop, you only see this middle piece right here. But if you're watching my YouTube channel on a television, you see this whole thing where it tells you where everything is. But like this is the official branding. That's the thumbnail for this baby stream right now. But this is like the official branding going forward. This is my little logo right here. This little star thing is kind of like the symbol of my channel for. You can see it's on my jacket of my avatar right here as well. So everywhere you find me, you're gonna find like this little name right here. You're gonna find one of my little chibi avatar faces And yeah, this is just social media stuff. Or you'll find this symbol. Right now, the only place you find just that symbol is if you're watching on YouTube. In the lower right-hand corner of the video, TV you're watching projected on the ceiling. Nice. Nice. That is actually nice. That's cool. I'm on the ceiling. Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube, there's a little watermark down here in this part of the screen, or I guess like in this part of the screen. That is this logo, and that's been there the entire time. All of my YouTube videos have that little watermark on them. Courtesy of YouTube. YouTube lets you watermark the videos on that platform, which is really nice. I wonder if I disconnect and reconnect my controller, if it'll stop acting up. No, it's continuing to act up. Okay. I recently overhauled Discord, as you can see right here. It's got a new layout. It's got a bunch of cool new stuff in there. I'm still getting that working. This is my first official stream with all of the new stuff going, and streaming to Kick as well. If I go to the Kick page, I have to mute that. Okay, that is... I already have it auto-muted on on YouTube and Twitch, so... Dr. Mario. But yeah. So yeah. What you guys can expect in the upcoming month of streaming. We've got the New Year's stream right now, so we're just gonna be chilling and taking in the new year. In a few minutes, I'm gonna go do some like old school raiding in World of Warcraft. I have some things that I need to get done, and if you take a look at my character in WoW, I'm not exactly raid geared. Yeah. But I'm not exactly raid geared. But since I've been gone, like when you look at my older content down here, you're like, oh look, I've done all the classic raids, the Burning Crusade stuff, like the Wrath of the Lich King stuff. I did the Cataclysm stuff on normal and heroic. I did a lot of the Mists of Pandaria stuff. Did a lot of the Warlord stuff. And then kind of fell off doing Legion. So I'm going to be filling in some of these holes tonight. I need to get the first 4 bosses of the LFR version of Siege of Orgrimmar, which is in the underwater section of Siege of Orgrimmar. So I'm going to try to pick that up. And we're going to pick up the normal versions of the other 4 Mists of Pandaria. And then I need to pick up normal and heroic of the Blackrock Foundry. And then I'll be done up till Legion, just filling in the green bars on my profile. I figured this would be nice, like, brainless content to do while I yap about things that are happening. So we're going to be doing that tonight while I just chill, like the song, Chill. That's the name of this song from Dr. Mario. You played WoW for the release year, but they kept nerfing the character you were using till you gave up. You should try Classic. If you are missing playing WoW, they put World of Warcraft Classic in there where they've kind of locked it at vanilla. So they don't really make any balance changes or anything. It's like it is as it was at the end of vanilla, right? I think right before the Burning Crusade. And I can actually demonstrate that in a few moments as well. So yeah, we're gonna have the stream tonight. We're gonna be counting down to the new year, and then I'm gonna be going for maybe like an hour or so into the new year, and then calling it for tonight because I still have a lot of work to do. There's not going to be a stream tomorrow or Saturday, but then starting at 11 a.m. on Sunday, we're going to start a week-long event of covering AGDQ, which is Awesome Games Done Quick. I just go straight to the schedule. What is Games Done Quick? It's a series of charity video game marathons. Yes. Can I see the schedule? Yes. So starting at 11 a.m., we're going to be covering the kickoff event for GDQ. I'm going to be streaming here on the channel while that's happening. You're going to be seeing the GDQ event in like a small little box up here. Like in this part of the screen, there's going to be like a small little box that is GDQ event. And then in the rest of the screen, I am going to be working on channel stuff. So we're going to be making out the list of the different quests that are going on, which is what this is right here. I'm going to be nailing this down. I'm going to be making the thumbnails for all of these quests for the upcoming year. I'm going to be building out the calendar as it's going to appear on the website. And so during the AGDQ week, we're going to be starting at 12 a.m. on any particular day, and then streaming for about 8 hours. I'm going to be picking some games that I know I want to see and streaming specifically during those times. Like Super Mario Sunshine sounds fun, Jet Set Radio sounds fun. So I'm going to be like paying attention a lot to both of these. Back to the Heavens, don't really know a whole lot about this game, so for that 35 minutes I'm going to be more heavily focusing on working on the site and chatting with you guys, unless it turns out to be just absolutely amazing, which it could. A lot of games that I thought were going to be duds turned out to be amazing, and games that I thought were going to be amazing turned out to be duds. Happens all the time in this event. Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, I played this game on the channel the year before last. Well, no, it was 2024 that I played the Spyro trilogy. So seeing a speedrun of Spyro, that might, it might be fun. And then we're going to get a charity spotlight for the charity event, hosted by Kung Fu Fruit Cup, who is a friend of the channel. We raid into Kung Fu several times. And you guys are going to get to see the Prevent Cancer Foundation, PCF, which is it's a charity that I am 100% behind because fuck cancer. Like, forever. Right? The more we can do to get rid of cancer, the better. I am 110% behind this event and for eliminating cancer from the planet forever because fuck cancer. Yeah. I'm just gonna get a t-shirt that says fuck cancer. And that's my message to cancer. Anyway, I don't like cancer. Like I lost a dog to cancer. My sweet Zelda died to cancer. I've lost aunts and uncles to cancer, grandparents. Like, cancer sucks. Fuck cancer. Yeah. And this charity marathon is all about fucking cancer. Yeah. So, I'm 110% behind this. So yeah, this is going to be starting on Sunday. I'm primarily going to be working on the channel and stuff while this is going on. So if you guys want to watch the event in full, or if it's a run and you don't want to hear my voice, by all means, I'm going to have a link in the doobly-doo and in chat so that you can jump straight over to the GDQ event and just watch the event without me yapping over top of it. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to this Shovel Knight run, and it's got Spike Vegeta on the couch, another friend of the channel. We've raided into Spike several times. So Spike and Kung Fu are going to be coming up over and over throughout, and Spike is a super entertaining individual. Anytime he shows up on the couch, even if it's a game I don't care about, if he's on the couch, I'm watching that just to see his commentary on the couch. It kind of goes the same thing for Skybills and Shovda for I'm not as big a fan of Shovda as I am of Skybills, but these are two amazing ladies, and I want to know why Super Mario World is spelled backwards. Like, what are they doing? Tixie69, which is 96 exit spelled backwards. Are they doing the 96 exit run? Or it's Arthur Blues that's actually playing, who's another amazing Mario speedrunner. Is he gonna be doing Super Mario World 96 exit backwards? How do you even do 96 exit backwards? I don't even know how you do it backwards. It's a shame PJ has been the AGDQ for a while. PJ? You mean has not been? I'm confused with that statement. I am... Hasn't. Ah, yes. I've noticed in recent years they've been putting the focus on more up-and-coming speedrunners over a lot of the established guys, which I am actually kind of behind them doing that. So you can see like the new, because there's a lot of new talent that really doesn't get showcased a lot. So in a lot of the categories, there are like new guys coming up, and a lot of the old talent has been moved into more of a hosting like situation. Like Skybills is a famous Mario speedrunner. So is Shovda. Spike Vegeta speedruns Kingdom Hearts and Donkey Kong and Final Fantasy. So like a lot of the old school guys, like Quacksilver, for example, have moved into more of a support role, while new up and coming speedrunners are getting their game spotlit, which is absolutely amazing. Because I noticed that there was a Super Mario World run at some point. I forget like what day is on. But it's not being ran by the current world record holder. What's her name? Green Ouija? Did we have chaos happen? There has been some chaos before. But I think Green Ouija is the current world record holder in all 5 main categories of Super Mario World right now. The only person who's ever done that held all 5 categories at the same time. And they do have an SM64 run here. Look, all these that are in red, this is what's called the awful block. These are notoriously bad video games. And they just picked some of the worst games ever and put them all together. Like, this is awful games done quick. Yeah, there's a lot of like really cool stuff in here. Like Super Metroid. It's a Super Metroid speedrun, GT Classic. I don't know what that is, but it's being done by Ryan Ford. I've not really heard of Ryan Ford. Like, I'm familiar with a lot of the Super Metroid guys, like Andy and Ivan and Emmett and Oats and Goats. But none of the big guys are here presenting Super Metroid. It's one of the smaller guys. I kind of like that. I like that they are showcasing a lot of these smaller up-and-coming creators rather than the big ones. And they've got some fairly nice games in this lineup. So we're gonna have fun next week with GDQ week, watching a lot of the GDQ events while I'm working on the channel and bringing everything down. As you can see, I've suspended all of the events for that week, except for the collaborations if they happen, in favor of GDQ. So, going forward on the channel, there's going to be a couple of rules that are in place throughout the entire year. And these are going to be rules that I'm going to keep in place specifically for the growth of the channel, because I have goals for the new year that I absolutely want to meet. And we can actually make a thing here. Rules for the channel. Bam. And then down here. Okay. So I'm gonna have like special rules, and these are not like rules like, oh no, the audience has to obey the rules. These are rules for me as for things that are always going to happen on the channel. First rule is the time of the channel is going to be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is going to be the hours that the channel runs. There's going to be some events like AGDQ that starts at 11, in which case the channel's going to start at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and run to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if there's something that makes the channel start earlier, the channel's just going to start earlier. But the channel is always going to be live at noon Eastern Standard Time on weekdays. The channel's always going to be live at noon. So if you can't remember anything else about the schedule, if you tune in noon Eastern Standard Time on a weekday, the channel's going to be live. I'm going to be doing something. There are exceptions to this. If I'm at the doctor on that particular day or something, obviously I'm not going to be streaming, but that's going to be here on the calendar. You're going to be able to, you guys can check out this entire calendar right now. Where's the share button? How do I share calendar? Where's share calendar button? What's this do? Create. That's not the share calendar button. That's my Google stuff. How do I share calendar? Oh my gosh. Did I just like copy this? No, that won't do it. Settings. Parents, no. What does no? That's not the right thing today. Nope, that's not the right thing. What are the settings? Share calendar. Oh my gosh. Do I have to how to share? That's spelled Google wrong. Yes. Settings and sharing. Add people in groups. Okay, settings. There's no sharing. Settings. Calendar. Yes. Shared with. Shareable link. Aha. Here we go. The calendar. I have I have choked myself. I am not watching the clock for when the ads start either. 42 minutes. Okay, I've still got some time. So this calendar is public. It's going to be updated by me over the upcoming year. So you're going to be able to see what I'm doing and what days that I'm doing it on. As special events pop up, they're going to be added to the calendar. As I have to take days off, because I know I have an upcoming appointment, either the 12th, the 13th, or the 14th, right here. So one of these days is going to be a day off for a doctor's appointment. I'm waiting for the final word on that, and when I have it, which will probably be sometime this weekend, the appropriate day off is going to appear right here. And I'm going to talk about the quest stuff momentarily. On days when there is a collaboration, such as on Mondays, for example, if the collaboration is happening that night, the stream is going, the initial morning stream, the one that starts at noon, is going to end an hour before the collaboration stream starts. I'm going to make this a hard rule on the channel as well. If a collab happens, the normal stream will end an hour before the collab. This is a sanity check for me, right? It's gonna let me get up, take a break, walk around, like mentally check out of my stream, and then come back fresh for the collaboration stream. I'm gonna be able to get something to eat between, and it's just gonna make collaboration streams like much better. I'm not gonna be going into collab stream in my solo stream brain space and everything. It's gonna put like a divide right there. So anytime there's a collaboration, the normal stream is going to end an hour before that collaboration stream begins to put a kind of separator in there. Right now, this is only affecting the Monday streams because the Monday streams start at 7:30 and the stream normally ends at 8. So the collaboration that has been taking place on Friday won't be affected by that. The streams are going to go their full length on Friday because it naturally ends an hour before the collaboration begins anyway. Another pretty hard rule on the channel is I'm going to be taking the weekends off. As you can see, for the most part, every Saturday and Sunday is off going through the entire year. These are my like recovery days and my prep days for the upcoming week. So on the weekends, I'm going to be prepping shorts for short releases for the upcoming week. Shorts on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch are going to be released on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And they're going to be made up of things primarily that happened in the previous week of streaming. So things from this week are going to pop up in this week's shorts, and things from this week of streaming is going to pop up in that week's shorts. Traditionally, sometimes there's going to be more, sometimes there's going to be less, sometimes there's going to be special shorts that I make to put in there. I have a bunch of different ideas for things that I can do for shorts. But I'm going to be releasing them on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'm primarily going to be prepping that content over the weekend. So yeah, the weekend is going to be relaxation and prep time for the upcoming week of stuff. So weekends are going to be my sacred off-duty time. You guys can still get in touch with me in the Discord, chatting up in the Discord. I'm going to be in and out of the Discord all weekend. I'll generally be around my computer most of the time. But yeah. AGDQ and SGDQ, which is the other GDQ event. SGDQ happens in the summer, typically the last week of July. So I have it on the counter, SGDQ 2026, to be determined. We're not going to know when SGDQ 2026 starts until the end of GDQ. They announce it at the end of the GDQ of AGDQ. So when that is announced, I will lock it in here on the calendar. I've made a couple of changes to things on the calendar since the Christmas special when I introduced you guys to the concept of the calendar and what it was going to be. So the 5 days, I'm doing something different on each day. Now, I've gone back and I've deep dived into Twitch metrics, YouTube metrics, and Kick metrics to see what kind of games do better on which days. What is the kind of sweet spot for streaming on all 3 of these platforms, And the reason that I chose 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. is it kind of hits the sweet spot for all three platforms. YouTube typically favors afternoon to evening streams. Twitch favors evening streams, and Kick favors morning streams. So going from 12 to 8 hits right in the sweet spot for all three platforms. So yeah, that's kind of why I picked that window. It's gonna put me in a nice spot for all of the time zones in the United States, as well as the European evening. So I'm gonna be able to pick up the European crowd in the evening time, and I know I have a couple of people in Europe that watch, so they're gonna be able to watch me at night when they're going to bed. People here in the US, it's gonna be noon over here when I start, but it's gonna be what is that, like 10 a.m. West Coast time when I start, because you guys are like 3 hours behind me, I think. I might be ahead of me. Either way,
I'm gonna have to science the shit out of this.
Yes, and I did indeed science the shit out of this. Noon to 8 p.m. is kind of the Goldilocks zone for a lot of things. I don't really want to go a whole lot past 8 p.m. because that time slot is taken by a lot of the bigger streamers. They like to stream in the evening times. And like you're not going to compete with someone who has like 10,000 viewers. And since all of the big channels like to stream at that point and they're competing with each other, little guys kind of get lost in the mix. It's more work to stream during this time slot, which is why a lot of the big people who don't have to worry about working hard stream in the later time slots. So yeah, this is my time slot, and I'm gonna make sure that for the weekdays my channel is online. I'm gonna shoot for a 90% time over the year. That 90% of the time you tune in on a weekday, my channel is going to be live. We're going to be doing something fun. As for what I'm going to be doing, I've taken into account the previous polls on the channel. We had 2 quests that were started, but that kind of quest system that I had set up wasn't functioning correctly. So I've kind of revamped it. So the new quest system is going to be starting the week after AGDQ. And when I say quest, what I mean is I'm going to start playing a franchise of a game. Like big game franchises that are important to me are the ones I'm going to start with. So I picked 3 franchises that are important franchises to me that I know a lot about, that we can get a really solid start with. 1 franchise from the previous selection that was voted in by the fans, the one that had the most votes on it. And then 1 kind of offshoot thing, which is other content that I was wanting to start making on the channel to begin with. So the first one is called the Final Quest. I like the idea of calling the first quest to the final one. Of course, it's called Final because it deals with Final Fantasy. And how these quests kind of lay out on the channel. Where be you? Here it is. Bam. This is not finished either. This is still kind of in its infancy. Well, not in its infancy, but this is how it was designed, and now it's been redesigned, and I haven't got a redesigned little checklist. This is another thing that's going to be on the website, which is one of the things I'm going to be building next week while we are watching GDQ happen. You're gonna get to see me build a website. Yay! And the questing system is going to be tied in to both the website and the Discord, because there's going to be a lot of new cool things happening in the Discord as well. You know, I can actually give you guys a bunch of stars. I can just click and spawn these all over the place. Stars everywhere. Now you can grab loads of stars. Yeah. So, when I say quest, this is what I mean by quest. You can see right here for the final quest, I've got the entire Final Fantasy franchise listed out right here. All 16 games and several side games that are really important to the Final Fantasy franchise. So for the final quest, what I'm going to do is start playing through the franchise, going like title by title, in what I've divvied up as eras. So for example, with Final Fantasy, the first era is the NES era. There are 3 Final Fantasy games that were released for the original Nintendo / the Famicom disk system in Japan. Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 respectively. They've now each got pixel remasters, which is the easiest way for people to play those versions of those games. So I'm going to be playing, starting the week after AGDQ, the pixel remaster of Final Fantasy. And we're going to go through like all of Final Fantasy 1. I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain what the story is, what the characters are like doing, like some of the history of it. We're going to talk about some of the other ports of Final Fantasy 1. So if you watch the entire stream from beginning to end, you're not only going to learn how to play Final Fantasy 1, you're going to learn a lot of the history about it, why it's called Final Fantasy, Square Enix, Hironobu Sakaguchi, who like made the game, who is like a god-level game developer, responsible for so much of Final Fantasy. Yeah. And so when we beat Final Fantasy 1, the reason that I'm calling this like a quest is it's going to open up a bunch of things that you guys can vote on for what happens next. Like if you decide, hey, I want more Final Fantasy 1, I want to see one of these other ports that you were talking about. There are 3 ports that I have that I think are important to the history of Final Fantasy 1. The original release on the Nintendo, the re-release on the Game Boy Advance called the Dawn of Souls version, and the re-release on the PlayStation Portable called the 20th Anniversary Edition. These add extra things into the game. There's extra content in Dawn of Souls, and there's even more extra content in the 20th Anniversary Edition. And the NES edition is just really, really archaic if you want to see where this game came from to where it is in the Pixel Remaster, right? So after, like, I beat the Pixel Remaster, I'm going to have these options available. So, and there will be a vote that appears in the Discord, and you guys can go over to the Discord and vote. Do you want the quest to continue on to Final Fantasy 2, or do you want to play one of the other versions of Final Fantasy 1? And whatever wins, that's the next thing we'll be doing on that. That poll is going to go live when that game is beat. So the day that the game and the quest is beat, the poll goes live, and it ends the day before the next streaming of that game. So Final Fantasy, the final quest is on Mondays. So when I beat Final Fantasy 1, that Monday in Discord, a poll's going to go live. And you guys are going to have till Sunday to vote on what happens next in the poll. In the case of a tie, I will break the tiebreaker. After an era, which in this case is the NES era, Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 were released on the NES. When we get to the end of an era, there's going to be a vote on changing the quest. So the vote is going to be, do we continue with the final quest and go into the Super Nintendo games, Final Fantasies 4, 5, and 6? Or do we switch it up and instead play the Dark Hack series or the Kingdom Hearts series, right? I'm going to have Mondays be kind of like an RPG day. Because the reason that I put Final Fantasy on Mondays is because RPGs play better on Mondays for most audiences. Coming off of the weekend, going back into the work week, people are like not too super enthused about it. So having a chill stream that talks to you a lot on your first day back to work and stuff typically plays really well in the algorithm. So Final Fantasy goes in this time slot. And it goes in this time slot because it's the RPG. So the other quests that would replace Final Fantasy would also be RPGs. So RPG fans are going to like coming around on Monday to get RPG content. And I've played almost all of these games. I'm very good at RPGs and what they are and the mechanics of them. So backseating, for the most part, is not going to be an issue on any of this stuff. You're not going to be able to backseat me. Like, if you can backseat me on one of these games, you get a gold star. I will spawn it in right over your head. That is how confident I am that you're not going to be able to get new things over on me when it comes to the Final Fantasy series. I've been playing this series of games for pretty much my whole life. I grew up with Final Fantasy. I am very, very well versed. And I will be passing that knowledge over to you over the course of this series. So now you have an idea of what the quests are. Like, here's the second quest is for Zelda, the Poke Quest. Are we there yet? Don't make me turn this stream around. I'll play it in reverse. Anyway, that's what the quests are, right? We're going to be moving through a franchise, and I'm going to have them divided up into milestones. And when we get a milestone, there's going to be the option to switch it to something new or continue with what we're doing. And so the first one I picked was the final quest for Final Fantasy. And I love calling the first thing the final thing. I think puns are nice. I like a pun. The second quest is called the second quest because we're going through the Legend of Zelda series, and the Legend of Zelda games, very famously, when you beat it the first time, it remixes everything on the map and you get to play through a second quest. It was a very famous feature of the first Legend of Zelda game. So just calling the second one the second quest, yeah, I mean that was also a no-brainer. The final quest and the second quest naming convention, no-brainer. I don't have it on Tuesday, I have it on Wednesday because Zelda is a very active game and like there's a lot happening and there's not a lot of talking and stuff. There's a lot more action and playing and mistakes when I misplay something or get killed by a bat. I still remember that bat from my YouTube Let's Play. So we're going to be moving through the Zelda franchise. Zelda games are, like, I've been playing the Final Fantasy games for pretty much all of my life, but I really started the Final Fantasy franchise when I was a teenager, because a lot of the Final Fantasy games were not available here in the United States. The Zelda games have been available since the beginning. I was playing these games when I was like a little munchkin Nari. So I'm really in love with the Zelda series. So we're gonna be playing through The Legend of Zelda on Wednesday, because these kind of high action, high energy games actually play very well on the Wednesday time slot when people are in the middle of their week and kind of blah and dragging. Having something high action typically plays pretty well according to my research. So we have Zelda in this time slot. Tuesday, you see it says the Dev Quest. I have on my channel in the past been doing programming stuff, getting my own programming skills back up to par, because I actually have a degree in computer programming. I have an Associate of Applied Science degree in software applications and programming, and a bachelor's degree in digital entertainment and game design from a now defunct college that has been decredited, which does a number on your degrees if you're graduated from an institution that managed to get itself decredited. Anyway, I've been bringing my skills back up to par. So, and I've been doing that with what was it called? Codex? Yeah. Yeah, this website right here. Codex.io. I was doing the Python section of Codex. And stuff happened and I had to like stop. And you see I completed a good portion of the Python thing. So I'm starting on Tuesdays. I'm going to be going back and finishing these courses and getting all of this stuff done up. And then things when I'm fixing up things on the channel, like when I'm working on Sammy here, which is the program that drives the back end of my channel. Like for example, this button here. Is it this button? No, it's not that button. Music selector. That's what I want. That's right. I put everything in here. So yeah, like this. The music that you hear in the background is being driven by this code right here in this program. And I think I wrote most of this on stream. So like all of the fancy things that my Stream Deck does, and this is my Stream Deck right here. Which is like attached to the side of my desk right here. So I can push a button and hit the next song and change the song, and it changes everything up top. All of that stuff is handled in here. And so I'm going to be updating a lot of this stuff. So Tuesdays is going to be the days where that is happening. Where I'm doing stream setup stuff. I'm like revamping my coding knowledge. And when I get down to like the end of it, when I've got like a pretty good sampling of coding knowledge back into my brain space, and I've run out of things to do on stream, I might try my hand at making a game. I have an idea for a Metroidvania type side-scrolling game that I could make. And yeah, I might try my hand at actually coding a game and actually working on the game on stream, as opposed to some people who say that they're coding on stream and they're really just playing World of Warcraft for 24 hours straight. Not mentioning any real names there, but I'll actually code the thing on stream so you can see how bad I am at coding. And through witnessing how bad I am at coding, you will also learn that you too can code. Because if I can code as poorly as I am going to on stream, anybody can code. It's like that cookbook from Ratatouille. Anyone can cook, right? Anyone can code. And I'm not saying anyone can code well, but anyone can code. We're going to be exploring that on Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be all about coding and programming and streaming and behind the scenes stuff. So if any of that kind of stuff interests you, that's what we're going to be doing on Tuesday. If you have questions about, hey, how do you make your VTuber avatar move? How does it track your mouth movements? How does your head wiggle? What is going on with your hair? Why does it look so good? Like, you can ask all of those questions on Tuesday and I will answer them and show you what I know about what I do. Knowledge is free on Tuesdays. So that's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Thursday, I'm switching it up again. I'm starting with the War Quest. War Quest stands for Warcraft. Specifically, Warcraft The remastered version is where we're going to start. And I'm going to move through the Warcraft series. We're going to go Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 right off the bat for the Warcraft series. We're going to be playing Warcraft 1 Remastered, Warcraft 2 Remastered. So on Warcraft 1, we have 2 campaigns. We have the Human campaign and the Orc campaign. I'm going to be playing both of them. In Warcraft 2, in fact, I can show you. Oh no, it's not showing. Let me do this. Bam. So Warcraft. Let me turn off left display for this. We got 2 campaigns. We have the Orc campaign and the Human campaign. I will be playing both of these campaigns starting on the Thursday week after the GDQ event. And when we get to the end of Warcraft, we're going to be going into Warcraft 2. Now, the thing about Warcraft 2, I didn't turn the left display back on. Let me get the game capture for Warcraft 2 up here. Do we got it? Do we got the capture? Warcraft 2, okay, yeah. There we go. Warcraft 2 has 4 campaigns because it had an original, The Tides of Darkness, which had a Human campaign and an Orc campaign. And then it had an expansion called Beyond the Dark Portal, which has an Orc campaign and a Human campaign. So we're going to be going through all 4 of these campaigns for Warcraft 2. Yeah. And then following Warcraft 2, this is World of Warcraft. This is not, that's not what I meant to click on. We're going to be going into Warcraft 3. Now, Warcraft 3 is kind of an entirely different beast when it comes to, oh no, where did my mouse cursor go? There it is. Oh no, I'm locked to the window. Game capture needs to be Warcraft 3. Damn, oh, that's not the title screen that I want. Let's see. It's Rock Classic, isn't it? Yeah. This is the title screen. This is the Warcraft 3 that I remember. But Warcraft 3 had 2 expansions to it, and there are a whole bunch of stuff here. So, each one of these little books is a different campaign. And the original Warcraft 3 Reign of Chaos had the Exodus of the Horde prologue campaign. Well, I had half of it. The other half was in the Frozen Throne. Then we have the Human campaign, the Undead campaign, the Orc campaign, and the Night Elf campaign. And then they released an expansion, which had the other half of the prologue campaign in it. And then it had the Sentinels campaign, the Alliance campaign, the Scourge campaign, and then a bonus campaign about the founding of Durotor. So when we go into Warcraft 3, we're going to be going through all of these campaigns. And from Warcraft 1 all the way through Warcraft 3, each one of the campaigns has about... let me get this back on. There we go. Each campaign in all of the Warcraft games has about 10 to 15 missions on that campaign. And each mission is an RTS map that takes about 40 minutes to play on average. So we got 15 times 40 for one campaign. I'm not mathing this late at night. 600 minutes divided by 6, that's 100. That's 10. So about 10 hours per campaign. 20 hours So I'm going to say 20 hours for each of the games and or expansion. So if we say 20 hours for Warcraft, we're going to be playing 8-hour streams. That's going to come down to 2.5 streams, right? So we're going to finish Warcraft 1 by the end of January. And looking at starting Warcraft 2 in February. So, and it's going to be the same for Final Fantasy. We're going to finish Final Fantasy 1 by the end of January. So we're going to be moving through these games and these quests fairly quickly. We're going to finish The Legend of Zelda by probably the second week of the quest, by the 31st. We will have most likely finished The Legend of Zelda. So we're going to be moving through these at a fairly good clip. There, and each one of these quests has alternate quests. As you can see, I have a lot of ideas for different quests that we can do. A lot of series of games that I'm interested in, and then some special stuff down here at the bottom after I've exhausted all of these ideas. As you can see, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Elder Scrolls, Xenogears, the Mana series, the Tales series, the Dot Hack series, the Metroid series, the Super Mario Brothers, Mega Man, Assassin's Creed, StarCraft, Diablo, Dragon Quest, Ultima, Star Trek, Star Wars, Deus Ex, Mix, Prince of Persia, Doom, Wolfenstein, Duke Nukem. I put all those together and I'm calling it the BFQ because I think I'm clever. Yeah, the Chrono series, the Grandia series, the Castlevania and Bloodstained series. I put those together. So I have lots and lots and lots of ideas for games that I like that I can do a quest about. In fact, did I put the Fallout series on here? I did now if I didn't before. So yeah, and one of the things that I'm going to be doing here on the GDQ week is finalizing the quest system and which of these quests are going to be available as replacements on what days. So the last day of the week is Friday, and that's going to be the PokeQuest, which is Pokemon. We're going to be starting over with Pokemon Blue. The PokeQuest is in here because this is the one that was voted on the most by the community. Like, this is the game that people in the community wanted me to play the most, because I had 3 different polls about Pokemon, and it was kind of unanimous that we start with Pokemon Blue. So the PokeQuest is gonna restart on Friday, January 16th, and yeah, we're gonna be playing through Pokemon Blue. Now, typically Friday streams are the most chaotic streams, and there is a lot of points in a Pokemon playthrough, more so in the later ones than the earlier ones, where things can get kind of chaotic and random stuff happens. And a lot of restrictions that you can put on Pokemon gameplay to make it look more interesting and everything. So we're going to be looking at a lot of that stuff and how we play Pokemon Blue and how we play future things. One rule that I am imposing on the PokeQuest is that I'm never going to be using duplicate Pokemon. Once I know which Pokemon I'm going to pick for my team for Pokemon Blue, what game we play after Pokemon Blue is up to the audience. We're not going to play Blue again, but we could play Red or Yellow, which are also in Generation 1. The Pokepoll has spoken, yes. But we could also skip to Generation 2 and play Gold, Silver, or Crystal in Gen 2. So, depending on where we go, we might see different Pokemon. But I'm probably going to pick Charmander as my starting Pokemon in Pokemon Blue. That means that at no point later down the line are we going to see Charmander in the group anymore. Charmander is going to be in Pokemon Blue. If I pick Caterpie and I evolve it into a Butterfree, we're not going to have another Butterfree in my party in any of the other generations. Unique Pokemon only in each game. So if something is picked early, they're going to get enshrined, and we're not going to be able to choose that Pokemon again in a future team. That being said, I'm not going to be picking Pikachu until I am absolutely sure that no one's going to vote in Pokemon Yellow. So if you want to see a Pikachu in my party, you're going to have to vote for Yellow, because I have to have Pikachu in my party in Pokemon Yellow, because it follows the anime and it follows your character around. So yeah, special rules for Pokemon. Pokemon's gonna be on Friday, and that's gonna be the 5 quests that I am starting with right here. And so it's going to be like in February before we really start seeing changes. Good thing there are hundreds to choose from. You mean thousands? There's over 1,000 Pokemon now. When last I checked, there was like 1,114. How many Pokemon exist in total? There's 1,025 distinct Pokemon species in the National Pokedex as of late 2025. 1,025 Pokemon. So yeah, we got options. there are lots and lots of Pokemon, but not all Pokemon are available in every game. So yeah, and a lot of them are just not good. So, and then you have to rule out evolutionary chains, because a lot of Pokemon have 3 stages of evolution. Some have 4 stages of evolution. And so if we pick up a Pokemon at its base stage of evolution and evolve it all the way through its chain, that's like 4 different entries that are then blocked off, right? So if I pick up a Poliwhirl and I evolve it into Poliwrath, I'm not going to be able to... Or if I pick up a Poliwag and evolve it into Poliwrath, I'm not going to be able to pick up a Poliwhirl in the next game, because I will have already gone through that evolutionary layer to get the Poliwrath. So there are restrictions, but there's over 1,000 Pokemon now. So yeah, that's gonna be the Friday thing. So this is what the games that I'm going to be playing going forward, and games that were staples on my channel before slot into a couple of these places. So even 3D action games, like I was playing the Horizon series, that would slot in on Wednesday, replacing The Legend of Zelda, because it is the same kind of action game. So if when I get my PS5 repaired, which I'm gonna make a priority in the new year, as soon as I can afford to do it, I'm gonna get that repaired, so that I can get back to a lot of the games that I only have on that system, like the Horizon series. That would replace Zelda on Wednesday, and there would be a vote to swap out Zelda and swap in Horizon. Or say we play Tomb Raider, like the new Tomb Raider series, which I've played on the channel before. That would also swap into the Wednesday role, because that's more of an action game. If we swap in a game like Factorio, that would swap in on Thursday, replacing the Warcraft games, because the Warcraft games are RTS games, and the factory simulation game is kind of in that same vein. So that would slot in on a Thursday. If I pick up a city simulation, wow, a city simulation game like SimCity, that would be a Thursday game. Civilization, that would be a Thursday game. Age of Empires, that's a Thursday game. I don't have a lot of racing game content on my channel, so I'm not entirely sure where that would slot in. But if I pick up something like Spyro or Mario, that's a Wednesday game. Another RPG like Chrono Cross, Chrono Trigger, The Dot Hack series, those are RPGs. That's a Monday game, right? Friday is kind of a wild slot. So if there's games that is part of a type of game that I don't play a lot of on my channel, I can do that on Friday. If there's a lot of like culturally favorite games or one-off games, those are gonna slot in on Friday. So a game, probably not like Expedition 33. Expedition 33 would take a special slot on Monday because it's an RPG. But well, then Pokemon's an RPG, so no. If you guys want me to restart Expedition 33, we can vote that in as a special Friday quest, replacing the next stage of the PokeQuest, for example. Once I get my PS5 fixed where I can actually play the thing, right? So specialty games or really exciting games or fan culture games are gonna replace Friday. If a brand new game comes out that I'm really, really hyped to play, and I know that there are going to be some that are coming out in the future, like Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, when it comes out, that's going to overwrite everything. I'm just going to play that like every day until I beat it, because I'm like really hyped about that game. I want to play it. So brand new games that just came out that I want to experience, I'm gonna play them blind on stream, and it's gonna be its special kind of override quest until I finish that game. And I've done this in the past as well. I did it with Final Fantasy 16 when it first came out, and I did it with Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth when that came out. So, and we will be doing it again when the FF7R Part 3 comes out. I don't know what the third R means yet. They haven't announced it. People keep talking about what it could possibly mean, but they haven't officially announced it yet. So yeah, that's going to be the primary source of content going forward. And when you click on these individual events, after like during the AGDQ week, I'm going to fill these out. And I know it's going to be Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster. And I know how long Pixel Remaster takes to 100%. So I'm going to go ahead and mark like this is going to be FF1 PR, FF1 PR Part 2, FF1 PR Finale. You're going to be able to look on the calendar, click on each one of these, and see when a quest is supposed to end. And then after that, you're going to see the options for the next quest in the lineup, because I can change everything going forward. So you're going to be able to see when a quest ends and what the next options are by clicking on that particular day. And oddly enough, I'm talking about Final Fantasy 1. This song is originally from Final Fantasy 1. So yeah, there you go. There's a little bit of trivia for you. So there's going to be a lot of information right here on the calendar. There's also special override days and special events. So going forward, I'm also going to be covering. I talked all the way through the ad break, didn't I? I think I did. Pop Twitch. Yeah, I did. Oopsie. I'm gonna have to put something up that lets me know when the ads are starting. The new OBS is different because I'm having to integrate both YouTube and Kick into the chat. I'm not getting all of the alerts that I used to get from Twitch when I only had Twitch chat up here. And I don't have 3 monitors to spread everything out anymore. So I'm gonna have to get a more ironclad way to see when those ads are dropping in. And I'm probably gonna remove this tracker up here at this part of the screen that tracks the number of viewers, because YouTube is not showing the proper number of viewers. According to the YouTube dashboard and the integration, there's one person watching on YouTube, and this is Streamlabs doing this, and it is not picking up the YouTube person. And I forgot to even add the Kick viewer on there, and even the integration isn't picking up Kick properly. But it doesn't really matter for YouTube and Kick. But oh, there it goes. They updated. It only really matters for Twitch because it matters when and who I can raid. Which is the only reason that I have the view account up here to begin with, because raids are now locked behind viewer cap restrictions on the Twitch backend because they keep changing things to make it a better experience for nobody really. And now, if you're on Twitch and you haven't typed in the chat in like 30 minutes, they subtract you from my view count. And if my view count is 0 or lower, yes, it can be negative now on Twitch. I'm not allowed to raid other channels. Like, really? Really? This is how you make it better? I don't think you know what better means, Twitch. I don't think you know what better means. Anyway. So yeah, I have to keep track of the view account so that I can know if I'm even able to raid on that particular day. Yeah. As far as I know, YouTube does not have any kind of rating mechanic, so it's pointless to watch the YouTube view count thing. And I don't know, I am still too new at Kick to know if Kick has any kind of a raid mechanic. This is my first ever Kick stream. Hi, Kick people. I see you, both of you. I'm not gonna call out names or anything, but I see you. I watched the Avatar movies, and like Fire and Ash for like the first time. The day before, yesterday, and I was never like a super big fan of the Avatar movies. I remember I didn't like Way of Water when it first came out. Had a lot of like, no, this isn't really like my sort of thing feelings for it when it first came out. But I had an opportunity to watch Fire and Ash, which is the one that just came out. So I went back and I watched the first two in preparation for that, and seeing them all three kind of back to back, I'm kind of happy with what they did. Yeah. Twitch engineering is always stupid. Yes. Yes, it is. And I think that's partially, well, Twitch is not alone in this. YouTube is completely ass backwards when it comes to everything that they're doing. And it amazes me that there's still people out there that defend YouTube's copyright system. Like, over the past week, I got into an argument once again with Team YouTube on Twitter over their copyright system because a company is claiming the Christmas songs that were in the background of my Christmas stream video. Now, they're claiming ownership of Christmas songs like, for example, Silent Night. You don't own Silent Night. Like, this is a Christmas song that's been in the public domain for a long time. You may have done a cover of Silent Night and own your cover, but you don't then get to claim every other version of Silent Night that's ever existed because you did a cover of Silent Night. That's not how covers work. But on YouTube, it is. The latest person to upload something and say, this is mine, I claim it, gets universal rights to it, and they can claim it anywhere else in any other form of content, even if it only vaguely sounds like the same thing. So you could record yourself singing Silent Night, upload that to YouTube, put it into their content ID system, and then claim every other Silent Night song on YouTube, no matter who did it. You can claim all of them and issue copyright claims and strikes against every other version of Silent Night. And what do the people who have their videos claimed? They have to submit an appeal saying this is incorrect, they don't own this. But who does the appeal go to? Does it go to YouTube? No. It goes to the person who made the claim. And then that person gets to decide whether or not the appeal is valid or not. Can you imagine if the justice system worked like this? Like, say I broke into your house and shot you. And then you call the police and file a police report. And then the police show up. And they look at me and they ask me, did you shoot him? And I go, no, he's lying. And then the police are like, well, that's that. And then they arrest you for lying to the police. That's how the copyright system works on YouTube. The person who gets to decide whether they're right or wrong is the person who broke the rules in the first place with making a false claim. Now, on paper, it works if all the claims are legit. But if the claim is not legit and it's somebody abusing the system, which in the case of YouTube is 90% of the people out there are actually abusing the system because they get to make money off of it. If one of my videos is claimed by somebody else, sounds like the British judicial system, to be fair. No comment. The reason that people are making these kind of false claims is because they know that YouTube does very little to protect their creators unless the creators have a huge following and can make a big stink about being mistreated by YouTube's system. Oh, YouTube will bend over backwards to protect those guys because the bad press is bad. So if you get somebody who's got millions of followers on their channel, they'll bend over backwards to help those guys out. Like Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast would have to shoot children in the face on a live stream to be demonetized on YouTube. Like, that's the long and short of it. Because we've seen other creators on YouTube do things that are tantamount to that. And they still have a platform on YouTube. YouTube doesn't care about any kind of fair play. They only care about who's making them money. And if you're making them money, you're in the right and everybody else is in the wrong. Yeah. And people get away with abusing the copyright system on YouTube by paying YouTube money to get around the workings of the copyright system. And it's only in very rare occasions where these things can actually get reversed. So yeah, like the YouTube copyright system is very broken. And there's still a lot of people that defend and say, oh, well, it has to be this way. No, it doesn't. It could be fair. You could have a team at YouTube that looks at the appeals to copyright decisions instead of just forwarding the appeal to the person who supposedly made the false claim in the first place. Like, make a team at YouTube that looks into this and then punish the person who was in the wrong. If it is a false claim, punish the person who made the false claim. Because they're going to say, oh, it's too much manpower to look into all the things. Well, no, if you start punishing the people who are legit abusing the system, eventually people are going to stop abusing the system. Because they're going to get it. Right? If you're filing a false appeal because there is copyrighted content, yeah, ban that person off the platform. But if the content was not in the video and it was a person making a false copyright claim, ban that entire company off the platform. People will stop abusing your system. But yeah, that's not how it works on YouTube. It's whoever has the most money wins, or whoever's making YouTube the most money wins. That's why you never hear about copyright claims against big name creators on the platform, or usually on channels that are like musician channels that are owned by a record label, like Vivo, for example. Because they're putting lots and lots of money into YouTube's pocket, and YouTube protects those channels. And there have been cases. I believe it was with one of the boy bands. I forget which one. But there was a band who had their own music copyright claimed by another channel. And YouTube not only didn't do anything to the channel that had claimed this band's music, but they suspended the band's channel for trying to appeal it. And that actually like went around in Twitter and then started getting like news coverage, and then it got reversed by YouTube once news channels started picking up, hey, this band that makes their own music put it up on YouTube, and then somebody else claimed their music and got them kicked off of YouTube. Yeah, YouTube doesn't want that kind of press. So they fixed that problem lickety split. But the fact that it became a problem in the first place denotes that YouTube system. Yes, that was actually a lawyer for Ubisoft that I believe was responsible for kicking that off. One of Ubisoft's lawyers put in copyright claims and got Ubisoft's channel taken offline. And then Nintendo has done it as well. Nintendo, way back in the day, in like the mid 2010s era, Nintendo had something called the YouTube Partner Program that they started inviting channels into. And then they would let them get like up and coming trailers and stuff for up and coming Nintendo things. They would get special like interviews and stuff with people at Nintendo, like Miyamoto and whatnot. And because you're a part of the Nintendo Partner Program, you get like all of this stuff and you can put it on your channel, and it would benefit your channel and it would benefit Nintendo. Except a month after they instituted the Partner Program, when people actually started to upload this content, Nintendo then started to copyright claims all the channels that put this content up there. And if you fought the copyright claim coming from Nintendo, they would turn it into a strike instead and strike one video 3 times to immediately kill your channel. Nintendo already doesn't have very good press because it is one of the most anti-consumer companies out there. But yeah, this didn't win them any favors, and the fact that they were abusing the YouTube copyright system to do it, again, didn't win them any favors. And the fact that they got out of it through a loophole in Japanese law, even though they signed a contract with these creators. Yeah. Japanese law is also not the most forward-thinking system, because in Japan you are guilty until you prove yourself innocent. But before you get a chance to prove yourself innocent, you have to admit to being guilty. So, yeah. One of the first things you have to do if you're arrested for a crime in Japan is apologize for committing the crime. And then you get to, after you apologize and take responsibility for committing the crime, you then get the option to try to appeal having committed the crime. So you are automatically assumed to be guilty if you commit a crime in Japan, as opposed to most of the rest of the world where they have to prove that you are guilty. Yeah, in Japan, you have to prove that you are innocent. And even then, after proving that you're innocent, that's just the end of it. You don't get any kind of reparations for being falsely accused, because it's your fault that you were accused in the first place. You shouldn't have if you were really innocent, you shouldn't have been in a situation where you could have been accused. It's very backwards. Japan has a lot of really awesome, really cool stuff, and they have a really cool culture, but their judicial system is a little strange. At least they have one, though. There are a lot of places in the world that don't have any kind of judicial systems like that at all. Places you don't want to go, especially as a foreigner or anyone who's considered a Westerner. There's a lot of places you don't want to go. I don't know how we got on this topic. Anyway, pivoting off of this topic on two other topics by Nintendo. News events regarding video games for the upcoming year is something else that I'm really interested in covering. I've been talking for a long time, and not having actually played World of Warcraft at all. It's okay. It's okay. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But things like Nintendo Directs and PlayStation's State of Play, I guess the Xbox Showcase, but the Xbox is dead, people. It's dead. It's not coming back. When they implemented Game Pass, that was it. That was the end of Xbox. And now they're even putting for a long time, the only reason you would even get an Xbox is because of the Halo series, but now Halo is on PlayStation. Like, they put the Master Chief Collection on PlayStation. I'm like, okay, well, then there's no reason to ever buy an Xbox. Because anything you can do on Xbox, you can do on other systems. You either do it on PC or you do it on the PS5. No reason to own an Xbox at all. Microsoft killed their own console. Strange like plan of attack there, but you know, it's what they did. So yeah, industry events like that, they're typically announced about 2 weeks before the event starts. So they're not appearing on the calendar, but on the days when there is a Nintendo Direct, the quest for that day is going to be replaced. Like, say one happens on the 14th. As soon as I find out it's going to happen, I'm going to replace the second quest on that day. Well, probably not that particular one, because that's the start of the second quest. But the day that one of these events is happening, we're going to have a special live stream that is covering that event. So we're gonna start a little bit before the event. We're going to talk about it. We're going to cover the event live. And then we're going to go back and look at trailers from the event that I liked. And we're going to chit chat and talk about it, and that's going to be our stream for that particular day, covering like whatever event that happened. And we're going to be covering Nintendo Directs. We're going to be covering PlayStation State of Play. Yes, we'll cover the Xbox Showcase. We're going to cover the Indie Spotlight event. I forget exactly what it's called. There's a Steam event that I want to cover. Final Fantasy XIV has live letters that go out right before major patches. We're going to be watching and covering the live letter events. Yeah, and then at the end of the year, when I'm going to be covering 3 award events at the end of the year. The Game Awards, the Streamer Awards, and the VTuber Awards. I'm gonna cover all 3 of those events at the end of the year. And then over the course of the year, those are going to be like specialty events and things. In February, I'm not going to be covering Valentine's Day because it has no bearing on my channel at all. But I am going to be doing my birthday stream on the 13th. So I'm going to be doing something special on the 13th for my birthday. And so as you can see, the PokeQuest does not appear on that Friday. It is replaced by the birthday stream. I have decided, one of the things that I changed from Christmas to now, I decided to go ahead and do a St. Patrick's Day special. As a breakup of a little bit of the sameness that comes in from just having the quests like all the time. I mean, yeah, we're going to be switching games throughout the quest. But when a special day comes around, we're gonna do something special for St. Patrick's Day. And I'm gonna do something special for April Fool's Day, but I'm not gonna tell anybody what this is. This is just gonna look normal until it happens. Yeah, so once I get everything planned out, this is gonna change. I do know the date of the Final Fantasy XIV Fan Festival. The Fan Festival happens 3 times. It happens in Las Vegas, I think it happens in Los Angeles, and it happens in Tokyo. The only time that I'm going to be covering it is the first instance of it happening in April. And I have it for Friday and Saturday because I know it's going to extend to Saturday. Depending on what happens on Friday, I might not cover this Saturday. I may just recap it on Monday before the final quest. A lot of people don't know what Golden Week is. Golden Week is a holiday in Japan that is tied in a lot with gaming and streaming now. And it's celebrated on April 29th through May 5th. And although it's not replacing any content on the channel, I'm going to have a special theme on the background, like what's blue and stuff right now might be gold, for example. And we're going to be talking about the different days of Golden Week and what they mean and stuff like that. I'm still going to be playing the normal games on those particular days, but there's going to be a Golden Week theme for that week, for the Golden Week. And then June is Pride Month, and so there's going to be like rainbow motifs around the stream for that whole month. But really nothing more than that. Summer Games Fest also happens in June, and I am going to be covering Summer Games Fest. It starts on Friday and ends on Monday and does go over the weekend. We're going to be covering the Friday event when I'm not going to be covering the weekend, and then we're going to be recapping everything on Monday as we cover the Monday event. And then in July, there's going to be an Independence Day special. That's going to be a special stream that happens on Saturday. And then Summer Games Done Quick happened at some point. The Obon Festival is happening in August. This is another Japanese holiday, and it's one of the only 2 of them that I've decided to like honor on my channel. And you may have noticed that I don't have like Easter and stuff on here. I'm only really looking at festivals and events that match the theme of my channel and blend in like well with my content. And the Obon Festival is one of those. In September, I'm having the subathon. Yep. It's going to be one of the only times during the year that I'm heavily pushing subbing and stuff to the channel. And there's going to be a goal for that week. If we meet the goal, then we'll have a weekend subathon bonus stream. If we don't meet the goal, we just won't have a weekend stream. It's fine. The finale of the subathon is going to be on Friday, regardless of whether or not we hit the subathon bonus or not. The finale day is the Friday, so there's always going to be the finale, and if we hit the bonus, we just get special stuff on the weekend. But it will be after finale special stuff. Halloween week is going to be special. Because Halloween is one of those holidays where I have a lot of scary games, and I don't really play a lot of scary games on the channel. So we can do some special scary game Halloween stuff. And I'm going to do 12 to 8 starting on Sunday and going the entire week of Halloween. So we're looking at 6 days before Halloween and then Halloween itself. So whatever day Halloween happens to land on, in this case it lands on a Saturday, the 6 days before Halloween are going to be the Halloween week specials. and we're going to be doing spoopy games all throughout this week, leading up to a special Halloween stream. And then immediately following the Halloween stream, it's November 1st, we're going to be going into our anniversary bonanza, which I have done every year. But now I'm locking down exactly what it is. It's a 5-day celebration starting on November 1st, ending on the channel anniversary of November 5th. And yeah, we're gonna be celebrating the channel, having a good time, doing some fun stuff, seeing what kind of shenaniganery we can get into for the bonanza week. And then after the bonanza, the next day after the bonanza is always going to be a day off, because I will have just streamed for 2 weeks, basically straight. So yeah, I'm taking the day after the bonanza is always a day off. In this case, it goes into a 3-day weekend for the upcoming year. And then we'll have a Thanksgiving special. The Thanksgiving special is going to be right in the middle of the day, and it's going to be a shorter stream. Probably about 3 or 4 hours. So people can sleep late, tune in, have some fun, watch a special stream, and then go to your Thanksgiving dinner. And yeah. And if you miss it, well, then you have something to watch later after Thanksgiving dinner. Christmas, here are the Game Awards, the Streamer Awards, and the VTuber Awards. Christmas is going to be more of the same. The Christmas Eve Squared special is happening on the 23rd. The Christmas Eve special is on the 24th. And then on Christmas Day, there's going to be a short, like 3 to 4 hour stream right in the middle of the day between the Christmas breakfast and the Christmas dinner, during the downtime when you might not have nothing to do. Christmas content. So yeah. So when we're looking at rules for the channel, those are basically gonna be the rules. Channel's always gonna be live at noon on weekdays. Come in, and you're gonna be able to see if you miss something. There's always if you miss something, the VOD is always there. The VOD is always going to be there immediately if you miss anything, so you never have to worry about missing content or coming late to a stream, because the VODs are always going to be on YouTube. Never locking content behind a paywall. I hate what time's on Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. So the channel is always going to be live at noon EST. And the VOD, if you miss something, the VOD's always going to be there on YouTube in its entirety. And the content on this channel is never going to be locked behind the paywall. I don't like it when people put their content behind the paywall. My content on my channel is going to be free. It's going to be free going forward. If you want to support the channel, there are plenty of ways to support the channel. I'm not going to make you pay for content. You get the content for free, and if you like the content, you can support the channel. But if you don't want to, or you can't support the channel, you're not going to be locked out of getting the awesome content. No, I don't like that. And so I'm not going to do that. Goals for the channel. $1,000 followers or subscribers if you're on YouTube. But $1,000 followers on Twitch. That's my goal for the year. We're gonna hit $1,000. That's the goal. $1,000. We're gonna hit $1,000 on YouTube. We're gonna hit $1,000 on Twitch. I have plans for how to do it. We're gonna have merch. Yes, I have some ideas for 2 things starting off. Mugs, well, 3 things. shirts, mug shirts, and mouse pads. I have ideas about, and then I was thinking about stickers for my emotes. Have my little emote and sell them in like sticker sheets, so you could buy like stickers of my little emotes if you like my emotes, and then put them all over things. So I'm working on this. If you want to support the channel and get something out of it, I'm working on merch. I don't know when it will be done. I have a lot of things that are in the pipeline right now, and that is one of them. And then something that's kind of tangential to my channel. I've been working on my first novel for a while. I want to finish it and get it published this year, which is probably going to be self-publishing. But I'm looking at getting my novel finished this year. Yeah. So as another one of the reasons why I have days off strictly portioned out and my streams with strict start and end times is so that I can block in time to do writing on my novel as well. So these are like kind of my rules for the upcoming year, and then goals for the channel for the upcoming year. Yeah, and then we'll recap next year, because as you can see, there's a New Year's Eve special next year. Also start this. I have it scheduled for 8 p.m. I haven't really decided when the New Year's streams are going to start and end. I have to work on that. Fortunately, got a whole year before the next New Year's stream happens. So. And as I linked in the chat before, this calendar is publicly available for all of you guys to like grab it and bookmark it if you want to see when the next Nari stream is. You can bookmark the calendar and get like explicit details, or just remember, noon on weekdays. Show up at noon on a weekday. We're gonna be doing something, unless I have a doctor's appointment, in which case it will be marked on the calendar. Yeah. Anywho, I did see the pop-up for the ads coming in. This time, ad starts in 55 seconds. So I'm going to take a quick little break, and I will be right back. Hello, I am back. Okay. So we covered pretty much everything. I think I was kicked out of World of Warcraft for not having played the game. I just sat on the menu. Okay. While we are waiting for the new year, let's see if we can't do some raiding stuff, some old school stuff. And I'm way over leveled for this stuff, so it's really gonna be like me just walking through and murdering everything in pretty much one shot, just to get the completion. I do have mail. Oh, is that gonna be all of my auction stuff? Oh, I don't want all my inventory to be filled with auction stuff right now. You know what? We'll do that later. We're gonna fly to Pandaria. That is this one, the Jade Forest. Yes? Yes. Pandaria. Now I need to do an LFR raid. There is a quest giver in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Okay, well, it looks like I have to go over there to turn in a quest anyway. I still haven't completed like all of the oh, that's the wrong direction. Haha, this way. I haven't completed all of the like quest lines in many of the like starting expansions area. Hellscream's fish. Fish. Hellscream's fish. Yep. Yep. There we go. Little magnet man to get us to the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Wild zones look very strange from the top because it's like, oh, lush green forest, desolate wasteland. Like, would these climates like change that abruptly? Bum 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 bum. I don't know. I don't know if these climates would change. It's worse in like more vanilla areas. I really like this song. Magnet Maid. Words are hard. Magnet Man is awesome. Why is dude all the way down here? Oh, there he is. Hello, Cho. What you got to say? A cutscene. It is done. I didn't know I was gonna get a cutscene. I think I've seen this cutscene. Yeah, we kind of screwed up the whole continent. Aren't you dead? This is the guy from the animated thing that we saw. Oh, these are their, like, gods. Can you really hear what he's saying? I can barely hear what he's saying. I don't think I have the volume turned up very loud for World of Warcraft. Because I'm not really doing anything in the game that merits like listening to the game. Oh, he planted a tree. That's nice. And we need to go to the second level of the palace over here, because the first level is actually a raid. Or a dungeon. The Mogasham Palace dungeon is right there. But the second level has quest givers. We need to talk to this guy. Lord Walker Han lets you revisit all of the quests in the Pandarian zone. From the LFR, the looking for raid standpoint. Because these disappear from the raid finder, which is this thing. After this part of the, I'm not geared high enough to actually show anything in the raid finder, but old raids disappear in the raid finder when the new expansion comes out, and so an NPC then appears somewhere in that previous expansion content that lets you solo, or if you're in a group hunt the old LFR content for completion. So this right here should be what I'm looking for. The first 4 bosses of the Siege of Orgrimmar. Yeah, the Pools of Power. Right, so these should be the first 4 bosses that I'm looking for. Because when we look on my little thing, it says I'm missing Immersius, the Fallen Protectors, Narishm, and the Shah of Pride. Because Galakras and the Iron Juggernaut, that's when we actually get to Orgrimmar. So those 4 bosses should be right here.
This time, I am afraid the circumstances are much more dire.
Wee.
The land is
It's too
scarred.
far away.
The ever-blooming trees and plants. Once, the Titan
Oh, there we go. Now I can kill stuff.
giving waters to create and shape all life in Pandaria. It is these waters that kept the veil in bloom.
Oh, do I have to kill these guys on the sides? Oh, I probably should have just ran down the sides then. They are going to come after me when I kill one of them? Yes. Luckily, I have my Void Walker out. And I have my Void Walker out because he has a cleave that will hit multiple enemies. So if I hit one, and they'll all come rushing up to me, and then my Void Walker will just cleave and kill them all at the same time, and save me a little bit of work. Unless they're a caster. Then they will just stand back there at the back and shoot at me and make me work a little bit harder. Then there's no boss here. I'm gonna kill these big guys. And some of these guys drop loot. Do you have loot? You don't have any loot. Just gonna walk down the little puddle pathway here. Exploding everything. Blow up the big guys. And then there's Immersius, which is this guy right here. Immersius is annoying to say the least. Because he has phases. So you hit him once, and that's enough to damage him, but then he spits off all of these little guys, and they start walking back towards the middle. And so you have to kill off all of the little guys. But you don't have enough time to get them all before they get back to the middle. And then he reforms and he has less health. And then I one-shot him again, and he splits again. And he sends off more guys in even more random directions. And then I have to kill them again. But you can never tell exactly where they're going to appear. This is a good run if I can get all of these. I did not get all of them. And then he reforms. And he takes immediate max damage again. And then he splits again. Because his health is actually in these little guys that he spits to the back of the room. And so you just have to keep going until you kill all of the little guys. Then all the other ones just happen to be on the other side. I might be able to get one of them. And then he reforms. And he takes max damage immediately. And he splits again. Oh, there are there's 5 of them behind me. Ooh, there's 6 of them behind me. that all of them? No, there's 3 more over there. Got him! Okay, so now Immersius is dead. And where's the box? There it is.
You have done it. The waters are pure.
Now there's a whole thing about Immersius, and there's a whole cutscene where we are purifying the waters and whatnot. But I get the loot. I'm pretty sure this box is a reused asset from Naxxramas, like the original Naxxramas. I'm pretty sure that's where this box comes from. But then I think we just go up the steps. But the website will only update after I log completely out of the game and wait like 10 minutes and then come back in. So I can't immediately check and see if this counts towards what I'm hoping it counts towards. So then I come here and I stand on this. I stand on this. What do I do? Oh, I have a, bam, I do this. Scene. Yes, cancel cinematic. Let's just go. Bum, ba-dum, ba-bum, bum, bum. Mega Man music in Warcraft. Lovely. Oh yes, and then this is the cutscene was showing you where to go, that you have to go down through the valley and then through the mine. Oh, okay. I'm like, are they supposed to be up there? Oh yeah, and then we have to kill these 3. And in some of these raids, you have to be careful of which ones you kill first, because you can kill them and then put their body in a place where you can't loot it.
No. Golden Lotus, but they pledged their lives.
And then these guys should all come up to me. Oh, do they actually have loot? Oh, this guy has loot. I may actually get something to sell. I mean, I've got some stuff to sell. I've got all junk so far, but yeah. That's how I'm funding my World of Warcraft. You can buy game time with in-game currency now. It's one of the things that Blizzard added. Luckily, I've been playing the game for 10 years and I have a lot of in-game currency saved up. I had enough to get a month, and then I have like the initial month that turned it back on, and then I have enough in my bank right now to just straight up buy another month with gold. And then if I sell everything that I have on the auction house, which is primarily stuff from running old content, I would probably be able to afford a 3rd month. Do I go this way? No, this way. Oh yeah, that thing over there. That's the boss. Those are coming. Get these guys coming. That's my Void Walker. There's the boss. There goes the boss. Was that a mini boss? Was that a mini boss? No golden glow. I guess that was a mini boss. Okay. So the boss is in the mines. There's a lot of spooky stuff happening in these mines. Just casually running around with Thunder Fury on my back. The Chamber of Purification. It does look like a Titan chamber. You have a Titan dude in it? It does have a Titan dude in it. do I have to wait for them to talk? Oh, I have to wait for them to talk. I didn't come to a dungeon for talking. I came to a dungeon for murder. Can I advance through the talking, please? Yes. Nope. I've always found it funny that people pretending to be gods accuse other people of being prideful. I'm like, come on. Come on, mate. You're gods of a system that is clearly run down in disarray and falling apart, and you have the gall to look at others who are actively saving things and say that they are prideful. Yes, I wish to begin the encounter. Oh, keep my corruption contained, will you? Is this my corruption? Is this a boss? The amalgam of corruption? I think he's dead. I'm sorry, were you done talking? No? Okay. Can we open the door now? Aha! The vault of Yasharj. Yasharj is one of the old gods. She's the one that was torn off of the planet by the Titans before the events of Warcraft. In order to trigger this boss fight, you have to kill all of these little guys in this room. But because I'm so over-leveled for this place, they won't actually aggro me until I kill one of the members of their little pack. So I just have to walk around the room until I get them all dead. And they die in one hit, but I'm pretty much going to have to shoot every single one. This goes a lot quicker when you have 20 people wandering around this room indiscriminately killing all these little things. I say 20 people, but it's not really 20. The healers don't really murder anything. And a lot of the DPS take them out in droves after the tank just kind of gathers them all up. Is that it? Is that all of them? Okay, now does this spawn? Oh, do I have to stand in this? Do I have to do something here? No. Doesn't work like that. Do I have to touch a gore howl? No. Do I have to walk through the middle? No. Do I have to talk to this guy? No. Did I miss an enemy somewhere? I missed some loot. It's loot. What did I forget to do? It's been a minute since I've done... Okay, I don't see any more targets in this room. Oh, yep, I missed one. Hiding all the way over here in the corner. You have to kill them all before the boss spawns. Oh look, the boss is here. Did he have... Oh, a box. Okay. This is Gorehowl. This was Grom Hellscream's weapon that he killed Manaroth with. And then he passed it on to his son Garrosh, who just kind of like left it here. This is Lothamar Theron. He's the leader of the Blood Elves. My outfit looks better. Just saying, mine's better. This is Jaina.
I'm warning you, Northmar. The Alliance is besieging the city, and we will destroy Hellscream. Your people had best stay out of our way.
It is always a pleasure to see you, Lady.
Well, while they're talking, I'm going to go over here and loot this.
Come with me. It's time to settle grievances with our war chief.
Yes, and then he opens a portal right there, and that takes us to Orgrimmar. Right, so this should be the end of this. So I can teleport out of the dungeon, and I'm done with the dungeon now. And I should unlock the bit I was looking for. Yeah, it disappeared. Right, so that's it. That's the end. That's the end of that dungeon. Okay, now I have the other ones in Pandaria that I need to go do. The Mokashan vaults. I need to do these on normal. So dungeon raid difficulty normal. Normal 25 is fine. So we'll start with the Mokashan vaults. Over here. Booyah. Got GoldenEye music. Luckily, I don't have to laser any locks. This is the train stage from GoldenEye 64. And there's a famous part where you have to escape the train. There's 24 locks going around this little metal grate in the floor. And you have the wristwatch laser. And you have to laser all the locks down. Is it inside the mountain? It's inside the mountain. I think it's on the other side of the mountain. Yeah, it's on the other side of the mountain. There it is. I'd dismount right here, I would fall to my death and die, and it would be funny. Bam! Into the portal. Haha. The Mokashan vaults. Oh, is he gonna narrate this dungeon too? Oh my god. Okay, Cho, I get it. Yes, yes. Lots of things. Bad guys all over the place.
Many young Pandaren warriors have vanished into this tomb.
Do I go left or right first? Nope, okay. Ooh, blood-forged Warfist. That sounds like something a blacksmith would make, but I'm not a blacksmith. Did I wake up all of the Guardians? Wow, okay, that was a boss fight.
That was close.
That was nowhere in the realm of close.
Seems to have activated with the demise of the Guardians. I fear what
Oh yeah, I remember this. You can't rush this part. You have to let him come down and talk because these guys have to wake up. And if you go down there before these guys wake up, then those guys in that room never wake up. Do I have to talk to Cho? Would I just be standing near Cho? Do I need to walk into this room and then turn around and walk back? I don't remember exactly what sets off this trigger. Okay, Joe.
Hello.
What am I missing? This is why I don't like these dungeons that are narrated by a particular person. Because I am missing something. There's probably a monster in here that I didn't kill before the boss spawned in. A lot of times the next encounter in a raid in World of Warcraft is dependent upon having killed all of the trash in the previous rooms. Hey, Void Walker, over here. Yeah, there you go. Swipe, swipe. Okay. I'm betting there's a guy down here that I have to... Oh, okay. So I skipped these first two packs of mobs up here, which means that all of those down there probably also activate, and will now activate when I get close to them. A couple of different colors. Yeah, okay, so now they're all activated. Here we go. Okay, and now that all of the little doggos are dead in that room, I walk back in here and the trigger should activate. Because there should be a box of triggers around Cho right here that activates this cutscene. Or not. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so the trigger is right here. Yes, funny that it didn't wake up a minute ago when I did that. I had to go murder all of the other stone statues outside. Deus of Conqueror. Y'all gonna wake up? I'm gonna murder this guy first. Okay, I guess they're gonna stand there and die one at a time. Aha! Fang the accused. No longer accused. How did you get over here? That is voodoo. It really was voodoo. The trolls are here. Do I do something with these? Okay, click on these. Okay, well, there's a troll part of the dungeon. Yes, leave no stone under murdered. I see you, flying trolls. You shall also get the wrath of the murder. Is that supposed to hurt? Are these supposed to hurt? Somebody throwing those? Where are they coming from? No, ideally you're supposed to like jump over them and not get hit by the fire, but I am several expansions past this. I'm just going for completion at this point. Well, I will find out in this room whether or not I missed somebody in the last room. Wait a minute, is this where I came from? Oh my gosh, did I go backwards? Never mind. Speed it up. If I run over these with fire, do they explode? No. I meant when I go in that room. I assume that's a room. Ha! There's trolls over here. Lovely. Okay. Does that make a boss troll appear back up here? Ah, there is a boss troll. Hello, boss troll. Zendalari War Wyvern. Okay, I clicked on the boss troll's mount. Yojai the Spirit Binder. Goodbye. He has bound his last spirit. The door's open. Oh no, my infinite mount button is not working. But it ain't no thing. That's a weird choice. Oh, I remember this place. Okay. Okay, so I go all the way over here, and there's a boss on that balcony. Let's go see who the balcony boss is. Right here, right? Ain't no one here. Okay, maybe the boss is under the balcony? This is a suspiciously empty room. There's nothing under the balcony. Do I have to talk to him? Oh my god. I have to talk to the guy to trigger the room. Which I wish I knew before I circled the entire room, because it's not a small room. What are we waiting for? Let's investigate. Yes. Not that I haven't already investigated. Was that door there before? I don't think that door was there before. Oh, do I need to murder these ghosts? I have a feeling. See, this tells me I need to murder some ghosts. Oh yes, look, they've become bad guys now.
This looks to be the record of Kyang the Merciless, a great conqueror
Ha!
who ruled his vassals with an iron fist. I've heard tales of this one, Subatai the Swift, well known as a masterful archer and genius thief. He
Oh, really?
stole from the rich and kept everything for himself. What is this?
He stole from the rich and kept everything for himself. Yeah, that tracks. Oh, yeah, okay, these are bad guys now. Oh, we're going upstairs. Oh, is the guy now on the balcony up here? He can just be here from the start. Well, I guess this guy's first. Okay. Oh, okay.
Just opened beneath the platform. This way.
What did I miss? Oh. This is a violent meditation. Violent meditation. Yep. Because that's exactly how that works. But where does this door go? I want to see where this one goes. Nowhere. Okay. I wish I could use this ability like universally.
Look at
and that it didn't do like 120,000 damage to me every second. Oh, I forgot to eat my... I forgot to make my red demon cookie. No, I could probably take off the ability that is damaging me every second.
Once the Mogu enslaved. I hear a faint humming. It is coming from this direction.
Shiny. Those guys are neutral, but I can target them and they have loot, so. No such thing as neutral. Okay. Mogushan Waltz. Should I have gone the other way first? Don't know. Aha! Engine of Nalaksha. Ooh. That looks like a death hole. Oh, we have to wait for Cho to come up again. Okay, yep. It's funny that we have this death hole, and this song is called A Long Fall. Can we begin? Go ahead, turn it on. Bring forth the thing. See this glowy sphere right here? This is my soul stone. I have a little ability that makes my soul stone a glowy green sphere. Plus you can't really tell, but I've turned all of my abilities green. Like incinerate. Whoosh! Incinerated. Do you have loot? Is there a box? There's a box. Ah, yep. Magic Star Box. It's interesting that they made... I want to say made new boxes, but I don't know. This box may be from Ulduar. Can you? Mm. Oh, did they? Can you stop talking? Is that it? I gotta go back to that other room now. We run. 126,387 damage per second I use this ability. And then I can cookie one time to give me a little bit more of this ability. The machine hun's still alive. Get to the lower level. But I have 8% health. How could I possibly die in this encounter? I can't. Unless he has a percentage-based attack. I'm on the lower level. Where's bad guy? Where's bad guy? Is this the one where they appear in these alcoves? Yes. Emperor's Rage is dead. Does the Emperor, does he appear in the alcoves? I do not see him. Oh, there he is. I mean, there he was, because he's dead now. See this wait time between when they spawn in the alcoves? that's hard-coded into the encounter so that it gives the group time to kill the boss that just spawned. Does he appear in the alcoves? Does he? Because I'm not seeing. Oh, there he is. Oh, they appear way up there. Oh. Those guys. Aha. Okay, I see. Two Titanic construct. Are they going to appear in these alcoves? Nope. I thought you said two. Oh. How did this guy die? I don't think I hit him.
How many of these machines are hidden beneath the earth? How much do we not know about the dark secrets of the mold? I fear that our war against our
Make more cookies?
is still far.
Okay, now let's take a look at the map here. 2 dead on the dais. 2 dead in the repository. 2 dead in the Forge of the Endless. And that's all of them, right? Yeah, okay, that's all of them. Oh, there's no quick way out of here now. Okay, back to the damaging ability. That's the thing about coming in here in the normal versions. You don't get a quick teleport out, you just gotta run back to the entrance. Or I suppose I could teleport. But then... Well, no, because I'm going to have to fly anyway. Okay, yeah, we can teleport. My teleport doesn't take me to anywhere in Pandaria. It takes me back to Orgrimmar. But then the portal from Orgrimmar to Pandaria is going to take me to the Jade Forest, which is technically closer to the next raid I need to go to than running back out of there. Okay. That's a dungeon. That's the Siege of Orgrimmar. How long? No. Ring Wilds. Terrace of the Endless Spring. Okay. All right, we've got 4 minutes till the new year arrives. Yeah, so we did that, and we did this, and we're heading to do this. Okay, let's see if we can find a countdown event. Lots of people are doing like live streams here. So we will move closer towards the terrace while we get a little bit closer to the countdown, and then I think I can find the ball drop event in Times Square, and we're not gonna have any audio from the ball drop event, but I can show the big ball going down. Okay. Yes, you can celebrate New Year's again. You future person, you. Bum, 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 bum. According to this, I've got 1 minute and 18 seconds. So what I am watching is the New York Times Square event, where they have a countdown. We are 1 minute and 5 seconds away, and then they push the button, and then the ball begins to descend. There it goes. I don't know how a giant shiny ball in New York City became like the New Year's event for the East Coast, but here we are. Everybody tunes in at midnight to watch the big shiny ball, which wasn't all that shiny the first year that they had the ball. It was just a big like ball with like Christmas lights on it. It was a little more complex than that, but yeah. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Yay! Woohoo! Greetings, Matt. Welcome. Happy New Year. It's 2026. Yay! There's celebrations in New York. Some people have already been in the future. Some people are not yet in the new year yet. These guys are cool. Anyone ever watch Maximilian Dude? This guy? He's got a really awesome community and group of streamers. I watch him all the time. Anyway. Yeah, we're in the new year. Yay, 2026. Which means that all the stuff on my calendar that I was talking about now officially in effect. We are on the 1st. So yeah, let's go ahead and finish up our stream with running the Terrace of the Endless Spring. Oh, this one is the straight shot. Ooh, I remember doing this when it was live content. I never did normal. I think we started straight on heroic. Oh, I can't cut through the middle. Okay, fine. I won't cut through your precious little black and white demon summoning ceremony. I will walk around the outside and murderify all the demons first. Bam. I hear fireworks outside. I don't have a fireworks thing.
Meant for your kind. The endless
Okay. Oh, you're still alive. There we go. Did I get this loot? No. Okay, this guy still has loot. Look at all the epics I just got. Too bad they're all, like, useless. Okay. Now. There are bosses up this pathway right here. But I have to wait for Mr. Dragon Guy to come. Because he's the next boss right here. Then he makes a box. And then the enemies are up there on that platform. What am I in combat with? I'm not in combat. Give my loot. Okay, and now we start taking out these guys. Which I can't actually do until I'm on this platform because they're all line of sight. Okay, and now when they're all gone, the reflection ripples. But we have to sit here and wait for the reflection to ripple like 4 or 5 times before it like finishes and becomes fully enemy, and then I can shoot it and then it becomes a good guy. This is another one of the timers like I was talking about with the last one, where it's because normally if you come in here at level, you're fighting all of these mobs and you have to defeat them all before the boss reflection ripples 3 times. Otherwise you're fighting the mobs and the boss. Okay, and now the boss is clear and they're gonna walk up here, right? Up here, boss. Come on. Come on. Up here. Come on. There we go. Yes, up the stairs. Forward. Forward. There we go. Yes, don't get distracted. Come on, up here. This way. This way. There you go. Step in the step. There we go. Make the boss targetable and then bam, it dies. And then I saw the bosses in Terrace of the Inland Spring, I believe. Why is this glowing? Does this go somewhere? This is glowing now. Oh, this gives me this buff that allows me to move fast and have sparkly hands. Okay, yeah, there's only the 4 bosses in the Terrace of the Endless Spring. Nice. Oh, there's still stuff happening here? Nope. Okay, oh, it all disappears. Okay. Whee! Hey, and with the nice spin jump. Happy New Year, Lansley. Thank you for coming to my New Year live stream. It's not going to be terribly much more than this year. Next year, there's going to be more finesse to it, I imagine. I'll have more time to like prepare specifically the live stream event, I think, next year. But yeah, this is the start of the 2026. So stay tuned. We will be back on Sunday with the start of the actual first content of the year with the Awesome Games Done Quick live stream, where I'm going to be doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff on the channel. There's somebody over there. Is that a good guy? Yes. Okay. Look at my guy. Doesn't he look cool? With part of the Sunkeeper's like Blood Elf set, and then the tier 1 robe, and then this mask that I got from some bandit somewhere. I think I put together a nice little ensemble. Anyway, Sunday, we're going to be back with AGDQ and doing a lot of stuff for the channel, building the website and the quest system and getting all of that stuff done while we watch some awesome live streams and stuff. If you've donated on the GoFundMe, tomorrow there's going to be an update on the GoFundMe going into January and covering a lot of the events that have transpired in the past couple of days. Not all of it is good stuff, but that's going to be going out as a GoFundMe update tomorrow morning, as well as an update in the Discord and across social media. So keep your eyes peeled about that and what's happening. If you're watching on Kick, by all means, drop a follow or subscribe or whatever they call it on Kick. This is my first time streaming on Kick, so I'm very new to the platform. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah. If you've been watching, you get to see my personality, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun in the upcoming year. If you're on Twitch and you're watching and you're not following the channel already, click the button. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe, do all that cool stuff. Yes, I'm going to be doing the call outs now like every other streamer, YouTuber, VTuber in the world, because I want the channel to grow in the new year. And I have to encourage people to push buttons on the webpage in order to make the channel grow. Let's see if we can drop the guys who are on Twitch on somebody who is doing something that we can drop our mini little raid on right here in the new year. Let's see. There's a lot of trash in my list that I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to sort out. Hum. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Carmine is streaming. All right, let's drop a raid on Carmine here. Okay, it looks like Twitch is working properly. Amazing. Like, I can't believe that happened. So yeah, I will be back on Sunday. Let me drop that calendar link back in the chat for you guys. If you want to see where I'm streaming and when I'm streaming for the upcoming year, it's going to be on that calendar. That calendar is going to get more and more feature complete over the upcoming week as I finalize everything. But yeah. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys on the flip side after I press the right button. Nari out.